What's up, party people? And we are back with a brand new edition of Course. Before we get started, I froze my Beveragino. And so now I don't need ice because half of it's fucking frozen. I forgot to take it out the freezer, but that's all right. Judge me not. All right, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption and everything else to work in your favor. I already know that sounds good to you, so click that follow button, subscribe button, wherever you're watching from. I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, I always upload them on the tube of the you. What up, Seb, girlfriend? I upload them on the tube of you, so while you're there, subscribe, watch them. You should find them helpful and valuable. That is my intention here, of course. Also, if you're interested in having me manifest your recipe for you, or you want to work with me one-on-one to figure out where you're going wrong so you can get it right, all the links are in my bio. I also have a WhatsApp community, which is lit, by the way, full of success stories to hopefully incentivize you and to get you and encourage you to, push forward and persist. I'll tell you about the most recent one that was posted today because I ain't got nothing to hide. Also, I got text coaching, guided meditations, hypnosis bundles, all the good things, and it's in my bio or description, again, wherever you're watching from. Also, we have a friendly contest every single day here on TikTok that for everyone, what up, Lulu? What up, Shayna? For everyone who shares this live or reposts this live, we'll be entered to win some amazing prizes. We gave away a coaching session yesterday, text coaching, all the things. Okay, let's talk about the rising success stories so far because, hey, Anna. Because, what up, baby girlfriend? Because hopefully it will inspire you guys, okay? So, Erica posted in the success stories that she got a text message, and of course they drop receipts, text message about her SP said that he thinks that they should work it out, get back together, right? So she responded and said she agrees. And then he responded and he said, I've been thinking about this for weeks. Weeks. You need to know that you don't know. I tell you this all the time. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So stop questioning anything. Your job is not to question a goddamn thing, but to persist and keep moving forward. Because he was thinking about this for weeks. Hello? Let that sink in. Okay? So stop questioning shit. Stop questioning things, because when you don't question things, things turn around and you're wasting all this precious fucking time. What up, Serena girlfriend? You're wasting all this precious time worrying about the shit when you don't need to do them. Yes, Golden. Oh yeah, we don't do that email coaching shit around here. It's a phone call. It is a phone call. With moi, yours truly. Okay. Hey, Jimnay. What up, Lindsay? So I need you to, exactly, it's no question week at this point. Don't question shit. Okay? Don't question anything. Because you spend so much stupid time doing that when it's already working behind the scenes, even though, did she see movement in the 3D? No. She didn't have to. It was still moving behind the scenes. So this is why you guys don't need to check for fucking movement. What up, Lisa with the butterfly? Thanks, girlfriend. You don't need to check for movement because there's always movement. You just can't see it if you get your fucking panties out of a bunch and you start moving forward and just persist no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter what you think. Just persist forward. Because things are always working out in your favor, bitch. Yes. But those are, the success stories that we produce. And of course, there they came. There they came right after that. They were like, what did you do? What did you do? And then she broke it down. And you know what she did? What I fucking said to do. So at some point in time, I'm really holding out hopes that you will start doing what I fucking tell you to do. Okay. I don't hide things from your ass. Okay. I literally don't hide things from your ass. So just do it. Okay. Let's see here. If we talk mainly about SPs around here, so if you don't like that, scroll to the next. Okay. I'm here to answer any SP questions you have, so drop them in the comments below. Also, if it's not exclusive to SPs, of course, if you want to know how to lose weight, that's how I got my start in the manifestation community. I lost over 100 pounds in 11 months, no diet, no exercise, bitch. Yes. Had a piece of pizza last night because my daughter likes Little Caesars. I just don't like the fact that they only sell fucking pizza and mediocre wings. You know what I mean? I'd like to have options. So I was like, what do you want me to DoorDash one large pizza that costs $6? So I cashed in my T-Mobile Tuesday and got a crazy combo and ordered a second pizza so she has leftovers. There we go. But I had a piece of pizza and tacos last night and the rest of my teriyaki chicken. And boom, down a pound, bitch. What? I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in 4 weeks. So that is why I teach what I teach. But if you want to know how to manifest buttloads of cash, business success, all this shit, I got you covered. Don't even trip, because I don't talk about and teach anything I don't know how to do or have not successfully done myself, like a lot of people like to do. I don't do that. Not my shit. Okay? All right. Shaz. So my SP broke no contact. So my SP broke no contact today, but okay, but not the way I wanted it. He said he just wants to say hi. Okay, Shaz. Here's what I need you to understand: is when people break no contact, oftentimes there's a plethora of ways people break no contact. Okay, one is, year one up just wants to say hi. You need to understand there's a thought process that goes into before they contact you. Okay, so they obviously are thinking about you, which is why they contacted you. Thanks, Tana, girlfriend. Okay, so he contacted you. I've had so many people get no contact broken by, like, they have to come up with something to say. Okay, look at it like they're trying to feel the room out. Okay, like they're trying to gauge the temp, if you will. So I've had a lot of people have no contact. I had one person, he literally contacted her and was like, hey, can I come pick up some nail clippers? You're going to spend more money in gas to pick up the nail clippers than you are to go to the local CVS, but it didn't matter, right? I've had other people have no contact has been broken where they asked a question and literally their reaction is, I don't even understand why he asked me that question. Like, what the fuck? You know, why would I have that? Of course not. He just needed to come up with a way to talk to you, right? Other people get no contact broken and they're asking a question that literally they could have researched on Google, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No contact was broken, not the way that you wanted it, but all that tells you is that you persist forward. You persist forward in perfect boyfriend. He's constantly showing me affection through the text. Like, that man literally is constantly texting me and telling me he's going to tell me everything I want to hear. Okay? Persist forward in what you want, because no contact's been broken. Great. We don't force a 3D. We don't push, right? But at the same time, you're in a conversation, you focus on exactly what is it you want from this person. What do you expect from this person? How do you want the tonality to sound? What do you want them to say through the text? Like, all the things you're in control of. So view that as positive movement, obviously. That's clearly movement. That's clearly positive signs. So keep that moving forward. What up, Lindsay? Okay, keep that moving forward. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Hey, Shells Bells. Okay. Oh, Shanzi is back. Her comments warm my soul every day. Uh-oh. So what'd you do? I did something wrong. I verbalized and told a friend of SP and and now SP has me blocked. Well, what did we learn from this, Seb? I think that's the hardest part people struggle with, okay, is forcing the 3D. because it just is so natural, right? You're so used to doing it for a long time. It's just, we just react, right? We just talk to be talking. We just do things, right? We act in the heat of the moment. We say things, all that shit, right? We've been doing it for a long time. So now this is where the saying, see, I'm trying to tie things back to where you guys understand where these fucking sayings come from. Okay. This is where the saying comes, think before you speak. Okay. I've had a couple people do this where they force a 3D, but it always backfires. So that's why you have to, but again, let me reframe. Forcing the 3D does not necessarily always backfire. It depends on how it's positioned, right? Because remember, tonality and so forth and physiology is 93% total communication. When you're talking to your SP, I mean. So it depends on how you position it. It's not necessarily, it would deem as forcing the 3D, but not necessarily. If you know that they would respond accordingly, or you put an emoji behind it to add to the tonality, or an LOL, you know what I'm fucking saying? That type of shit. Because they'll do, but you also have to hold that assumption of your SP is that they always do things to make you happy, right? If you believe that they always do things to make you happy, then they will do the things that you even verbalize or say through text. It's just how you position it. But for now, we're not forcing the 3D anymore. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? Seb, stop going on the shit, okay? Because again, I have to tell you guys, there's only one way you know you're blocked. And it ain't because you got a notification. You went looking. So you have to understand, oftentimes you're creating the block. You're creating the block because there's a thought. Again, no matter what you do, you have to have a thought that leads to the action. Okay. So there's a thought process that goes up to that. So you, at some point, when you check certain things, oftentimes you're checking to see, what up, KD girl? Oftentimes you're checking to see if you're blocked. And then you're shocked because you're blocked. But you're, in essence, creating that block because you're checking to see if you're blocked. See what I'm saying? And you have a thought process leading up to that, which transfers to them that says, I should block her. That's how that goes. That's how that goes all the time. So you don't want, what up, Shayna? You don't want that. You really don't want that. Thanks, Just Nikki, girlfriend. So you have to remember that you really need to keep your thoughts in check, and you really need to, but this is, like I said, this is in all areas of your life. This is not in one area. You should be keeping your thoughts in check when it comes to finances and money, when it comes to business success, career, right? Health, all that shit, everything. You should keep your thoughts in check. I literally watched somebody and they're continuing to struggle in their business. Thanks, Gabriel. Welcome to the family. They're continuing to struggle in their business. They had once a very successful business. I was a part of it. And it breaks my heart to see him continuously, even though he has a whole thing about mindset in his course, a whole thing about mindset. Which is why I tell you, having a positive mindset isn't going to put money in your bank account. Okay. But he keeps saying company profits are on the decline. I don't know where my money's going. I don't have any money. Therefore, he brings 2 people in, 3 people leave. Brings 2 more people in, 3 people leave. Because it's what he says over and over and over again. So, it doesn't matter, Sebastian. I went way left on that one, but don't pick yourself up. Pick your chin up. And be like, look, I'm trying to get my attention. Yeah. He just wants to stalk my profile. He's constantly going on my profile. Focus those inner conversations. Don't revert back. And don't let it fuck with your thought patterns. Don't let it mess with your thought patterns. But the key is that we learn from this. And we learn from this and we can turn it around. Okay? Vevi. Reg, can I date someone while I'm manifesting my SP? Yes, you can. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you date somebody while you're manifesting your SP. That doesn't matter at all. For some people, it's a healthy distraction. Okay. For some people, it's a healthy distraction. It's not going to mess up your manifestation with your SP for sure. But it can, there's a couple things it can do for you. It can be a healthy distraction. On top of that, it could be a confidence booster, if you will. Self-concept thing, as people like to call it, where you're like, yeah, that's right. That's right. I have options. Right. And oftentimes because you have to see yourself as that. You have to see yourself as, you're lucky I even want your fucking ass. Because if you don't think I have options, I got options. I'm in demand. Right. I'm in fucking demand. Everybody wants to date me. You have to have that mentality. Just like you had before. Because when you had that mentality before, what happened? That's what attracted your SP to you. Because you didn't need an SP and you thought you were hot. Therefore, he did. That's why you have to go back to that confident bitch that you were. Or man, of course. We never leave the fellas out. Tiana, what the fuck are you talking about? Listen. If you would just do it, it will 1000% work. The photo method is foolproof, actually. It works every time. But the minute you do it, it only works when you come from a place of like, yeah, it's fucking done. Right? It's done. You know, that inner parent in you where it's like, what I fucking say goes. Right? And your kid questions you when you tell them to do something. You're like, because I said so. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Anna Maria. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, then things change because you have to start expecting something different from them. Because what's the point? What is the difference? What's the difference? See, that's where like, I just did. I keep telling you guys this. I just did it. I didn't question shit. Like I didn't ever question anything. I was talking to Bev earlier and I said, I didn't text my boyfriend and be like, he's not going to respond. Is he going to respond? Like, I didn't even question it. I just did it. I would just text him and then put my phone down and go about my fucking happy ass day. Affirm, work on inner conversations. I wasn't like, is he going to text me back? No. I don't do that with any fucking body I text, period, to be quite frank. Why? Because why the fuck wouldn't they? You need to treat if you're in contact with your SP, you should be treating when you text your SP just the same as, you should be treating your SP the same as your bestie. There's no difference. The same as you should be treating them the same as your bestie. Like if I text my bestie, of course she fucking texts me back. Do you question that shit? If you text anyone outside of SP, do you wonder and question if they're going to message you back? No, you don't really give a shit, right? It's not like you don't give a shit, but you just don't think about it. You just send the text and they keep it pushing. You know? Like when you're at work and you send an email or something, you're not over there fucking pressing the refresh button every 5 seconds. You just send it and you move on. You don't question it. It's so different when it comes to your SP. Do it, move on. Don't need to sit there and be like, he's not going to text me back. Is he going to text me back? I don't know if he's texting me. The fuck? No. When I call, I put my phone down and go about my happy ass day and fucking turn back on my Netflix. Why? Or whatever fucking, I have all streaming platforms. I don't actually know why. I mean, I know we have, what is it, Paramount? We have Paramount for UFC fights. And then I like platforms I'm used to. We have Amazon Prime. We have all that fucking shit. Okay, Tiana, here's the thing. You don't need, this is for all of you guys that are like affirming for an apology first, okay? So let me ask you this. Do you want to spend 20, 30, whatever hours affirming for an apology just to wake up one day to have an apology, which is what you were seeking, in your text, and then to never talk to him again? No. Or do you want a text saying, hey, I want to get back together with you? What's your fucking pleasure? Because here's the thing. Any of you, because you're not the only one, Tiana. So many of you are seeking an apology. And let me be quite frank with you. If you are seeking an apology, you are not living at cause. You are refusing to accept that you manifested this breakup, that you manifested everything that transpired from that. You're refusing to accept that, and you are still blaming your SP, which means that you're not over the shit. You're not over it. Never once did I need an apology from my boyfriend. For fucking what? For what? Now, that's not to say that they won't apologize. But if you get over the shit and you select a new version of your SP, the one that you want, that you wouldn't need an apology from, because he would never in life hurt you. He would never in life say anything mean to you. So why would you need an apology from your perfect SP? You wouldn't. Would you? I know you said no, bitch. So because of that, you're not selecting perfect SP. If you were, and you were to come back in contact, do you know what most likely would happen automatically? If that, they would automatically apologize. Because you're selecting the version of your SP that would have never done any of that. You guys need to accept responsibility that you created all of this. You did. Do I need to walk you through relationship lane again? Let's do that real quick, because maybe it will make sense and you guys will drop this whole I need an apology bullshit. Okay? I don't need an apology for a goddamn thing. Ever. So here's how you do it, okay? Okay, relationship lane. You met your SP. Everything was great. You were confident. You weren't questioning shit. Like you met your SP. You guys got together. You guys started talking all the time. Everything was great. So therefore, your relationship escalated quickly because you weren't questioning anything. You saw him as perfect for you. Okay, perfect for you. Okay? I absolutely go against what you just fucking said. I do not recommend a psychiatrist. And you will not end up saying things from a brand new fucking perspective. All they're going to do is have you keep telling the same fucking story over and over and over again. Yeah, no. Bad advice. Bad advice. Okay? Anyway, so your relationship escalates over and over again, and it escalates quickly, right? Because you are, because you're in the euphoric high of everything's great. Everything's great. He's great. We're great. And everything's fine. And so now you're in a relationship. Then you have your first argument. First, it starts as a dispute, then turns into an argument. And the only reason that happens is most of the time it's because you ladies can't shut the fuck up. So you are over there, and then the more the man is over it, the more you're like, rah, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? And barking back. And then the argument verbally stops. And it not for you. In here, it continues. It continues. Over and over and over and over and over again. Then a lot of you will go back for round two. And if you don't, then you're calling your bestie like, bitch, you're not going to believe what happened. You are not going to believe what this man said to me. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Then you get over it. And then you move on. You guys move on together. And then what happens again? You have another dispute, another argument, and that argument goes the same way the first argument went initially. And then over the course of your relationship, the arguments tend to intensify. And every time you argue with your SP and bitch and complain about them in your mind to them verbally, forcing the 3D, you're selecting a worse version of your SP, and that version expands over the course of your relationship. So then all of a sudden, you don't even recognize your SP anymore. He is not the same person as when you were first dating. And a lot of you guys will verbally say that. You'll say that in your mind. Like, I don't even recognize him. He's not the same. He's changed, right? He's different. This, that, and the third. And then now relationships on the decline. And now as your relationship gets on the decline, you start to question your relationship. You start to question everything. You start to question him, his feelings for you, everything in your relationship. And you'll sit there and now you're having inner conversations all about like, I don't even know if we're together. Like, I don't even know if he wants to be together. Are we good? Like, is he going to break up with me? Because things just aren't the same. I don't even know if he loves me anymore. Does he even care about me? Like, all of this bullshit happens. And then the breakup. Then it gets great because after the breakup, now the drama begins. Because now you're not done. No. I just need him to talk to me. If I could just get them to talk to me, I just need them to talk to me. If I can get them to talk to me, then we'll get back together. They'll understand. So all you do after that is force the 3D. Let me call him, blow his shit up 55,000 times. And if he doesn't answer that, then I'll call from a private number because he just might not know it's me. Then I'll send him 55,000 text messages on top of that, confessing my undying love to him and so forth. And then if he doesn't respond to those, I'll go on his social media. Don't even trip. I'll start liking all his stories, liking his posts, trying to get his attention. Any of this sound familiar? Some of you will even go to the extremes of I'll show up at his job. Let me show up at his house. Let me do all the things. And then you're left wondering why you're blocked. I'd fucking block your ass too. But oftentimes that's what we do. That's what we do. But you caused the breakup because you at some point thought your relationship was going to end. So the good news is for you, if you can cause the breakup, you can also cause the makeup. That's how this works. It's no different of a process. It's no different of a concept. So the only difference is you need to go back to who you were and you need to select the version of your SP that you want. The version of your SP that would have never done any of that stuff because you did that. You did that. And you caused it. You caused the breakup. So now you are wanting an apology because of how they reacted. For what? For what? I never needed an apology. At all. At all. I didn't have to do that. I didn't need any of that. I just chose to see only the version of my SP. Hi, Spaz, girlfriend. Hopefully you're feeling better, bitch. Because this needs to go on. And at this point, we need a staple gun. And some fucking super glue to put this shit on you 100% of the time. Okay? So I want you guys to start selecting the version of your SP that you expect and want them to be for you. Who were they when everything was amazing in your relationship? Hold on to that version of them. You wouldn't need an apology. So you guys need to drop the apology. Because if you guys don't drop the apology, I told you, my whole background is the study of the mind and language. And if you need an apology, you're still holding on to old story. You're still seeing old version of SP, not the one that you want. And you're not over it. So guess what they're not over? They're also not over it. They're also holding on to the bad shit too, because that's what you're holding on to, because you wouldn't need an apology if you were holding on to the good shit, not the bad shit. Right? And you have to know that this is how thought transmission works. So if you're holding on to that and you're insisting on an apology, then they are going to still be holding on to the bad shit too. Still looking at all the bad shit. So that's not holding you. That's not helping you. That's not helping you. What up, CC bestie? Okay. So you got to let it go. I'm glad you love my hair today because I am not loving my hair today. Okay, so I want you to let it go. No apology needed. Okay. And get your boo to conform. Get your man to conform. Yeah, Linda. I know a lot of people are. A lot of people are into that. But, you know, if you select perfect boyfriend and they come back around, and when they come back around, because they will, it's inevitable. I don't know why you guys are understanding this. It is inevitable. If you persist forward, here's your psychic reading for the day. If you persist forward and you don't quit, and you know that this ends in relationship, the result is inevitable. No one can stop it. No one, nothing can stand in the way of you and your manifestation except for you. Except for you. So you need to stop it. You need to stop it. Emanuela, my love, I think I'm so obsessing over him, I even passed by his job. How do I change this? Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. You don't have to change any of that. You guys don't have to change anything. You guys do understand this. Okay? You don't have to change any of that. What you have to do is change the meaning you're giving it. Okay? That's all you have to do is change the meaning you're giving it or change the inner conversations you're having about it. Because if that was the case, like if this was the case, then I wouldn't be with my boyfriend. You guys know my story. I walked by his place for 3 hours every day. Every day. In my defense, it was a walk path. But as you all already know, if you've been here a while, I'm not a walker. And I haven't walked on that fucking path since. And I used to go to the pool right in front of his place every single day. I mean, one day it was actually misty raining. and when me and my boyfriend knew what I was doing. He knew what I was doing. Okay, because when we were not, we didn't discuss the well, he knew it all. When we got back in contact, right, when we were talking, he'd be like, yeah. He's like, I knew. He's like, I knew. He goes, who the fuck goes to the pool in December when it's misty raining? And I look out my window, and there you are. That's right. That's right. So what? Because do you know what a meaning I gave it? And I guess I didn't even try, okay? This wasn't something I tried to like assign meaning to, like positive meaning. I just did it. What was the fucking alternative? Like that's just not my thing. So I would do all of that. Which some would view as, oh, so that's obsessing. No, it's fucking not. It was me getting his attention. That's how I looked at it. I was like, yeah, I stay top of mind. I stay top of mind. I'm gonna show him every day what he's missing. Literally, that was my attitude about it. And I'm gonna show him what he's missing. Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna stay top of mind. How are you pushing him away? Are you sending him a screenshot? Are you sending him a picture of of his office? He doesn't even know. Okay, but that's the point. Then if you feel like if that's how you feel, then stop doing it. Okay? I never viewed it that way. I just didn't. I didn't. And he knew. He told me, he goes, I knew what you were doing. But it worked. Why did it work? It worked because of the meaning I gave it. Okay, that's why it worked. Because of the meaning I gave it. That's the only reason why. So you guys need to stop giving every fucking thing a negative ass meaning. Stop giving everything a negative meaning that doesn't serve you. Why on earth would you choose to tell yourself that you feel like you're obsessing too much over him? For what? For what purpose? I told you, I obsess over my shit. I don't care what it is because I want what I want. I want it now. So I'm going to obsess over it. You could check the 3D all the live long day if you wanted to. You could check the 3D 24/7 if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. As long as you assign the meaning you want to it instead of the meaning you don't want, because that doesn't help you. Okay? I never sat there and ever told you I didn't check the 3D. Some of you guys know. I have some wild stories, but I checked the 3D. So what? What I didn't do is react to anything. I assigned positive meaning to everything. Everything. which is why nothing screwed up, which is why everything worked behind the scenes, which is all of that shit. Which is why I manifested my ISP from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. I checked, so I stayed top of mind, so what? I did certain things, so none of that matters. None of that matters. It only matters what you tell yourself, the meaning you give it. So if you're going to give it a negative meaning like obsession, then stop doing it. Or you can sit there and tell yourself the fucking opposite, something that would, help your ass out and be like, yeah, no, every time I drive by his fucking job, he thinks about me. Yeah. Yeah, it just brings us closer together. That's just how my mind goes. That's just how my mind goes. That's how you have to look at it. Yeah, okay. Dade. Let's talk. What do you mean you read your old journal? Unless your old journal is nothing but happy fucking times and about how great things are, why are you reading that? It's like reading a horror flick that you don't like over and over and over again. Why the fuck would I do that shit? Why would I do that? On top of that, I have a client that realized this on our coaching call. Or I think she realized this it was either on our coaching call together or with watching my live, is she scripted. She's a journaler too. And she scripted her entire breakup. Because if you're reading your old journal and SP is acting the same way he was last year, not communicating and selfish, that tells me that that's the context of your journal. So if you wrote about that several times, that's why he's not changing. On top of that, if you're fucking reading that shit, you're selecting that version of your SP. You are constantly selecting, because remember, reading is the same thing. It's like, because in order to read something, you have to communicate. You have to have an inner conversation, right? Because you're reading something. So when you're reading, you're talking to yourself. That's what that is, okay? Because it's impossible for you to fucking read and not read it in your mind, right? Like you have to read the words. So you're talking to yourself. So if you're reading negative shit or about how he's not committing and selfish, you're keeping that version of him right in play. Because you're reading it to yourself. You are having literally every time you read that journal or having an inner conversation. Think about that. And then you're wondering why he's the same way as he was last year. Stop reading that shit. And start looking at him like he communicates everything with me. Look at his photo right now and say, you tell me everything. You literally communicate everything with me. Okay? You're always putting my needs before your own. You have to view it that way. And then if he is selfish, right? Hey, Brandy girlfriend. If he's selfish, when he does things that you would deem as selfish, change the meaning of it. Even if what he's doing in the moment is selfish, change the meaning of it. Like, he's so sweet. He always puts me first. Then the selfish behavior starts to go away and he now starts to put you first. Okay. Also, not communicating. You need to get very clear on how would you know if he's communicating with you? How would you know? What is your standard of communication? Because if I was to have a focus group of 10 guys and 10 women, and I was to ask them, how would you define communication? What is communicating to you? Do you know how many different answers you're going to get? 20. 20 different answers. Okay, so Because to everyone has their own definition of, or their own desire, or what communication means to them, what their expectation is of communicating. So you need to start seeing him as he communicates everything with you. Like whatever it is that you want him to communicate. Do you want him just to talk to you, or do you want him to like express his feelings to you all the time? Do you want him to send you sweet messages all the time, things like that, tell you where he's going, whatever that is for you? Get clear on that. And that's not what he does. But stop bitching about him in your mind about not communicating and being selfish. Stop assigning those meanings to everything, because nothing's going to change if you keep assigning that meaning over and over and over again, even if what they're doing is deemed selfish. Doesn't matter. It's the one word my mom hates the most, is being called selfish. It's a one word. It's like her only trigger word. Because my brother, he used to call her that. And she like, that was her trigger. That was my mom's trigger all the time. So they have her. So stop doing it. Okay? Stop doing it. Good, Dr. Eckstein. I'm glad you're in a good mood. Seb, how do I manifest a call instantly? I'm new to this, and I've been saying quantum leaping BS. And yes, that is, I don't even know. That is ridiculous. It's kind of as ridiculous as people thinking that there's like, I don't know, what is there, 15, I don't fucking know. They think that, anyway. The D's, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, what, 15D? I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, I think it's just, they just go too woo-woo with the shit. You know what I mean? And it has to, and that's what they don't understand. They don't understand the conscious mind. If you go too woo-woo with the shit, it doesn't make sense to your conscious mind. And if it doesn't make sense, logical sense to your conscious mind, it rejects and doesn't go into your subconscious. That's part of the problem. Anyway. How do you manifest a call instantly? You manifest a call instantly when you select the version of your SP that you want them to be for you. The one that you never questioned if they would call you. You knew, right? Like there's certain people that they know at 5 o'clock, they know on the spot. They go, I don't even have to look at my phone at 5 o'clock. I already know it's him. Yeah, because he would call the second he got off of work, right? So it becomes that way where you just know. You know you're going to hear from them today. And so forth. So when you go back to that, you just know. And let's talk about how you just know. You just don't think about it again. That's how you just know. You just do it. Put your phone down. Go about your day. And then ping. Ring a ding 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 ding. That's how it works. So, Sebastian, you can do it through the photo method is the quickest method to do it, where you pull up your SP's photo and you tell them, you're calling me right now. You're going to call me right now. You're calling me right now. You are calling me right now. Okay? That's how that works. But then you have to see the version of your SP that would pick up that phone and call you right now. Okay? And really the way, well, congrats to Brandy. Oh, and snaps for Erica. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, that's how you do that. And I told you guys, you should all test this on somebody at random. You should all test this on somebody on random. You don't even have to really think about, you don't have to dwell and think about this person often. You can literally just be like, I told you guys that you should do this. And pick somebody at random and be like, I haven't talked to them in a while. I wonder how they're doing. Fuck, try it with your SP, for Christ's sakes. Do it with your SP. And just randomly, it's not a robotic affirmation. Just randomly be like, I haven't talked to, Jose in a while. I wonder how he's doing. What's the worst that can happen? They call you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, but we do the method here. So if you want to stick around in about 45 minutes, we do the method here. So you'll know how to do it. But I do have the link in, I do have a video posted I tried to post a video today, but TikTok is not cooperating. So it's in drafts at the current second. But I'll post it after this. It's like, I think there's 2 videos most recently where I'm wearing a bathrobe. It's the first of the bathrobe video. That's the newest one that I did. The other one, which is, I just added an extra step in the beginning, more like a self-concept shit. But it's pinned to the top of my profile as well. Okay, it's pinned to the top of my profile where you can go ahead and check it out. It's got like 43,000 views. And I think I'm wearing this. It's a sports bra. I'm conflicted. I have sweatpants on and a sports bra. It's like cold, but not cold. Nadine, could someone explain inner conversations? Yes, inner conversations are things you're having often throughout your day. Okay, you're constantly having an inner conversation, but typically your inner conversations are going against what you're affirming for. So you're affirming for contact, but your natural inner conversations are, especially by the end of the day, I haven't talked to him. It's been like 3 weeks since I talked to him last. Like, why isn't he calling me? Why, like, is he talking to somebody else? What's he, like, you know what I'm saying? It's, you have those inner conversations, and it's not like a whole long ass conversation. Oftentimes you'll just be like, it's been like 2 weeks since I talked to him last. I miss him. That's an inner conversation. And so those are happening all the time, which is why people ask me, why do the negative things manifest before the positive things? Like quickly. Why do the negative things manifest quickly? Because you say it one time in your mind, or you have a natural inner conversation, and then boom, the next day it pushes out. Because it's an inner conversation, it's natural to you. So because it's natural to you, it's not going robotic affirming for the 10,000th time. Robotic affirming is designed as thought distraction. Okay, that's all it is. It's to distract your thoughts. And so robotic affirming is something that you're consciously doing, which is why they say you don't have to believe it. Okay, because you're consciously doing it and creating repetition, because everything that you know how to do is based on repetition. So you're consciously affirming repetition to get it into the subconscious mind, which is where it needs to be, because that's what's pushing out, okay? However, what they fail to tell you is that while you're affirming, that you're also having, like, well, when you're not affirming, you're very much having inner conversations, which, guess what inner conversations are? Affirmations. Except they don't need to be repeated over and over again, even though you guys are repeating your inner conversations over and over again. You just don't know it. But it goes directly into your subconscious mind, because it's not something that you're consciously doing. It's something you're just subconsciously doing automatically. Okay? Is having inner conversations. And oftentimes it goes against what you want. So like so when people get blocked, right? How do they know they're blocked? Okay, so it's like, in order to check, right? You're like, I wonder if they blocked me. That's an inner conversation. You weren't robotically affirming, they're going to block me, 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 they're going to block me. No, you weren't. Okay? Instead, every time you check, you're just like, I wonder if they blocked me. Did they block me? I hope they didn't block me. That's an inner conversation. So therefore, when you check one day, all of a sudden you're blocked. Quickly, like literally quickly, because it's an inner conversation. I've had people have inner conversations push out within 5 minutes because you didn't flip it, because you didn't say something different. Those are inner conversations you're having naturally, which is why it pushes out very quickly, because you don't give it another fucking thought. So because of that, and then randomly you'll have thoughts about it consistently, and it just pushes out. So if we know, this is where we leverage inner conversations. If we know that the negative shit pushes out through inner conversations quickly, then why can't the positive shit push out just as quickly if we focus on inner conversations? Because again, most of the negative shit that manifests, you're not all of 100% of the negative crap you're manifesting all the time, you're not affirming for, are you? No. You're not over here like, he's going to break up with me. 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 No. Well, what you did do They say, I don't even recognize him anymore. I don't even know if he feels the same way about me. Does he even care about me anymore? Does he want to be in this relationship? Right? That's an inner conversation. And therefore the breakup. Very quickly. Very quickly. So because of that, we control the inner conversations. So instead of going, because your robotic affirming has to go in alignment with your inner conversations. That's why the stall is happening. That's why you guys don't get movement, because, well, you're always getting movement, but movement you can't see is movement you can see. This is why you don't see it in your 3D, because you're not in alignment with what you're affirming. And this has nothing to do if you believe what you're saying. Okay. But you're not in alignment. So because you're not in alignment, it's like you're at a fork in the road and they're going two different directions. Your conscious mind and subconscious mind have to work together. They have to work together. Okay. If they're not working together and they're on two different fucking playing fields, this is why. This is why it's not pushing out, because you're consciously focusing on what you want. This is why I don't like the word conscious creation. You're not creating shit consciously. You know what I'm saying? you're not consciously creating shit. What you're doing is you're becoming consciously aware of what you're creating. But all creation is coming from the subconscious mind. Because the same people that are telling you that you're consciously creating are the same people that also tell you need to affirm. Well, why? If I'm consciously creating, why do you need to robotically affirm? But then they'll say, because you need to create a new neural pathway, so it goes in the subconscious mind. But no, I'm consciously creating. See what I'm saying? So you're consciously affirming, but subconsciously you're having inner conversations that go against what you want. Your inner conversations are all about what's in your 3D now, what your current situation is now, what they're not doing. You know, how much time has gone by, all of this shit, questioning everything, those are all inner conversations. All of that shit is inner conversations. So you have to control it. So instead of having them just run on autopilot while you're consciously affirming, you need to control your inner conversations about what it is that you want instead. So instead of focusing on time and telling yourself, it's been 4 months since we last talked. I mean, I don't know why he hasn't talked to me. Why is he talking to me? Instead of saying that shit in your inner conversation, what you should be saying is, yeah, we talk every fucking day. Like, girl, as soon as I wake up, I get a text. I just know this. Like, he's always we talk all day, every day. We have the best the best conversations. You know, we talk like 4 to 5 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Instead, that's a natural inner conversation that you're having, like you're talking to your inner bestie, which is your subconscious mind. So now you're affirming for contact, but your inner conversations are all about contact as if it's already happening, which is it's going to push out. Because it's something that you're saying naturally to you in a natural setting. It's all about what's natural to you. So I can freely daydream about him daily as long as I give it a positive meaning. Of course you can. Why couldn't you, Emanuela? Oh, shit. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. We're back. I will take that fucking compliment any day of the week, Blister. She said I look like Reese Witherspoon. Everything should have a positive meaning. Besides, what the fuck would it be? Why on earth would you daydream about your man and give it a negative ass meaning? If you're daydreaming about your man, you should be like, yes, that's because, but you have to understand, if you're daydreaming about your man, they're thinking about you. That's how this works, okay? Thought transmission works across the board, so you should daydream about your man and assign a positive meaning because or no meaning at all because he's thinking about you. That's how this works. Is you pop into his mind when you think about him, he thinks about you. That's how this works. There's no other alternative to it. There's no other alternative to it. But get really good at assigning positive meaning or no meaning. Just don't assign a meaning. See, like when you do, what I mean by that is if you're doing certain behavior, then you don't need to assign meaning that like necessarily a meaning if it's a good thing that you're doing. So does that make sense? So like you're daydreaming about him, just daydream about him. Just don't be like, oh, that means I'm obsessing over him. That's fucking stupid. Just daydream about him. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you're doing the O method. What, are you gonna assign meaning to that? You're gonna, no? Who the hell's doing that when they're in the middle of the O method? You know what I mean? I still haven't tried that out yet. Sonia, if you need a break from manifesting him, then take a break, girl. Then take a break. Like you should work on yourself. Work on yourself. Because like Shayna was saying, like I'm always telling you guys is they can only see you're in control of everything. Okay. So you're selecting the version of your SP, but your SP also has their assumption about you. So if you know who you are and you're confident and you know all these things about you, then guess what SP now assumes about you? What you assume about you. What you know about you. Which is also why I'm okay letting people keep their assumptions of themselves if it benefits my manifestation. Some people have pre-assumptions. Some people own weird shit about themselves. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm like, amen. Yeah, you should think that way. But you should work on yourself. But so the other thing is too, while you're working on yourself, even if you're taking a break, you just pay attention to your thoughts. Okay? Just still pay attention to your thoughts. You need to be aware of your thoughts. Okay? And still flip them if that thought comes up. Yeah. Or like Patriot said, I could manifest them for you. Okay. Goldilocks, no. You don't need a photo at all of SP for getting rid of gutter trash. Gutter trash and SP are not the same. I didn't have a photo. Well, I had a photo of my SP. But I didn't talk to him about, did I? No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever talked to him about gutter trash. At all. Maybe like once. If that. I affirmed gutter trash away. That's what I did. That's what I did. And then I didn't question. I just like sat back and watched it all unfold. Yeah. And I went and kept the popcorn and the tea hot. You know what I'm saying? Because I had Smart Blonde, if you haven't gotten anything, reach out to Bev, please. Yeah. So you can affirm them away. But again, it's like I hear, okay. Jacques, I love you. Oh, SP just said he is in love with gutter trash. I said bullshit. I need to concentrate and persist. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And don't worry about that L word. Okay? Because some people think that that's all they need. That's not true. That's not true because people love each other and break up every fucking day of the week. So that doesn't fucking mean shit. You know, people can love somebody but not want to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So don't worry about that shit. Elevated. What are we doing wrong if we're doing positive inner conversations, affirming, and still no movement? You're elevated. You're focusing on the movement in the 3D. Okay. There's always movement. Okay. Perhaps, I guess I said the success story too early on. Let me tell you, elevated. Take notes. Okay. The success story in our WhatsApp group proves exactly that. She persisted. She didn't see movement in her 3D at all. And and she had all the circumstances, guys. I forgot to tell you the best part. She had all the fucking circumstances. She lived with her SP. She had to watch him take the photos of them off the walls. She had gutter trash in the picture. He wanted her to move out. All the shit. All the shit. And then he texted her. I want to work things out. So she responded, she agrees. And he responded back, I've been thinking about this for weeks. You can't see the thoughts, can you, in the 3D? No, you can't. Okay, they're not going to put a billboard outside their house. Unless you want them to. Oh man, I told my friend to do something a while ago. I didn't think she'd actually do it, but she did. And I was like, I told her to make a poster board confessing her love to her girlfriend and to walk down this major street near where we live. She actually did that shit. I was like, but anyway, so that's her success story. Okay. Could she see movement in the 3D? No, because you can't see the thoughts. Okay. But in your 3D, but she persisted. And just like that, everything changed. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, she had all the fucking circumstances, just like I had. All the circumstances. And then everybody asked her, what did you do? What did you do? And she gave you her, 10-step formula? And Patriot Vibe responds and says, so what Jen said to do, she goes, exactly. That's what she did. That's what she did. She did exactly what I tell you guys to do. And everything changed. Everything changed. You guys would have folded. You guys fold at the stupidest shit now, let alone living with your SP, having to watch him remove memories of you guys from his home, then wanting to kick your ass out and asking you to leave, and having some gutter trash bitch on the fucking side. And yet she still persisted through it all. Through it all, she persisted. And now she's getting what she fucking wants, what she deserves. Because that's what that takes. That's what that takes. This is not react. Now, did she react? I'm sure she did at times, right? When this is happening. Because who the fuck, unless you're unless you have no feelings at all, who doesn't react to somebody being like, get the fuck out? You know what I'm saying? Or watching them take the pictures off the wall, or finding out that there's gutter trash. You know what I'm saying? Who initially doesn't react to that? Sure. But she was like, nope, doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. I'm persisting forward. And now they're going to work things out. Hello. Because that's what we do around here. Oh, happy birthday, Jacques. Happy birthday to you. I use it to see a pattern. Then if it repeats, then I am done. Okay. But Lori, but the thing is, you're only seeing a pattern because you're creating the pattern. That's what you don't understand. Your entire life is off of patterns. And so the only reason why you're seeing it as a pattern and then it keeps repeating is because you're not breaking the pattern. Okay? In your mind. You're not breaking the pattern. So that's why you're continuously seeing patterns and then they keep repeating, right? This is why they say history repeats itself, because you're not breaking the pattern. So if you see them do something once, because it only takes twice to create a pattern, okay? So you see them do something once, then they go to do something again. Then, okay, like, so I always use like communication, right? So they contact you, you guys talk all day, every day. Then all of a sudden, you don't hear from, like, let's say they text you good morning every day. Then all of a sudden they don't text you good morning. And now you're like, what the fuck? I got no good morning text. And so you're talking all day, but then all of a sudden, the next morning comes around. Well, because they didn't text you good morning yesterday, now you're questioning, are they going to text me good morning today? Even if you only said it one time. Or you went to check your phone because you were like, did I get my good morning text? Now you're questioning if you get it. Now you don't get the text again. So now the pattern's been created. So now every morning you're now checking and questioning, are you going to get the text? Am I going to get the text? Is he going to text me good morning? And now he doesn't do it again and again and again. But the only reason is because you are reverting back to when this happened before. And you're letting them, you think you're leaving it up to them, but you're not. Okay, you're not. You're in control in your mind. So like a lot of times this happens with people when it comes to dates, right? I want him to actually follow through on his commitments to me. Right, because what happens is he made plans for you guys one time. He made plans for you always and kept them. And then all of a sudden something came up and he broke the plan. Said, sorry, I can't do it tonight. I can't make it. So now the next time he makes plans, you're like, is he going to keep this one because he canceled last time? Then he cancels again. Now we have a pattern. So now you're noticing that he did, this is a thing now. He just doesn't keep his commitments to me. Now that's how you're viewing him. And now he breaks it again and again and again and again. But it's all you. It's not him. Versus you break the pattern. So if he doesn't go on, he breaks plans the first day. Like you can really prevent a pattern. You should prevent a pattern. Because it's like he says he's going to make he commits to going out with you and then doesn't do it. Then the next time, instead of questioning if he's going to do, you're like, no, he's absolutely going to take me on that date. Right? Then there's no pattern at all because now he actually shows up. But let's say the pattern's been created and he didn't do it twice. Right now we have a pattern. So the next time he makes plans, instead of being like, well, he's broken the last 2 fucking times. So I don't really believe him. Instead of doing that, instead you should be like, yeah, he always keeps his commitments to me. Of course he's taking me on this date. I need to go get ready. Then he'll show up. Now pattern is broken. But you're the only reason why patterns are repeating themselves. Just saying. If I was not thinking about him at all, I just imagined him telling to himself, I love her. Was this his thought? Okay. If I was not thinking about him at all, I imagined him telling to himself, I love her. Yes, that was his thought. Yeah, that's what happens when things randomly pop into your mind. Whenever it comes to your SP and things randomly pop into your mind, that is not your thought. That is theirs. Mm-hmm. My SP keeps coming back, leaving in the most, keeps coming back. I'm assuming you're saying keeps coming back and leaving in the most horrible way. Are you ready to start seeing him differently, Bliss? You know, like Patriot Vibe says, we can get on a one-on-one call and we can work through all of this. And you can also have my admin team can recreate your story for your SP as well. But so The reason why oftentimes this happens is, one, it's a pattern. Okay. That's why he keeps coming back. Like you said, he keeps coming back the same way because you're not breaking the pattern. You're still seeing him as that person, or you're seeing him for a momentary, like you're seeing him momentarily great. So he comes back, right? Or you have the assumption that he'll always come back. Therefore he does. Okay. But you're not seeing him the way that you want to see him, or you are, well, it's always that way. You're not seeing him the way you want to see him, or on top of that, you are taking things that he has told you about his past, and you are seeing him in that light. You are taking him at his word for things that he's experienced in his life or in his past relationships, and you are letting that affect your relationship and how you see him. And you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay? Because this is the whole pattern, but it's because you're reverting back to asshole version. Every time they act like an asshole. For what? For what? If you would just naturally see him as a good person, you understand you would never fucking argue, ever. You would never, ever argue or have a disagreement about hardly shit if you would see them as a perfect boyfriend. And you would just know they are that person. You know, if you would see them that way consistently, you wouldn't have anything to argue about. They wouldn't disagree with you. And you can literally, you understand your control of everything. So if you find that you can't control yourself, then you have to leverage the fact that I tend to want to clap back. I tend to want to clap back, right? I can't shut my fucking mouth when he tells me something I don't want to hear and we argue, right? I have to carry it on, right? I have to have the last word. Things like that. So then you leverage and say, okay, fine. I'm going to start telling myself that we never argue, actually. We literally never argue. How many times have I said that here to you guys? We never argue. And we don't. We don't. We never, ever have tempos raised. Oh, I take that back. I think it happened twice, but it had nothing to do with me. Okay. But we never argue. We never argue. We never have any of that stuff in our relationship because that is what I've told myself that all the time, just naturally. Therefore, it pushes out. And we never argue. We literally never argue. Leverage it to say the opposite. And then you know what? You'll get the opposite. Oh yeah, Angela? You like my ringtone? You guys will all get the opposite if you would just have fun with this and be like, that's it. That's fucking it. I'm going to have fun with this and I'm just going to do my shit. I'm not going to question anything. I'm not going to get on my fucking head about a damn thing, about anything that doesn't serve me a purpose. I'm not going to assign negative meaning to anything. I'm going to give everything the meaning I want it to have, positive meaning. Get good at it. Get good at it. Play a game with yourself. Play a game with yourself. Work on yourself. So therefore you're not looking at them as in better than you. But yeah, your desired steps to Amy. You can desire somebody, you can want them, be like, no, that's my perfect person, like shit, that's my perfect boyfriend. But I also know I'm the perfect girlfriend. And so I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do and I'll give whatever meaning I want to give it. Therefore, it was never an issue. It was never, no matter what I did, I haven't forced a 3D like that at all. Now, would I interject in the 3D? Yeah, sometimes. But minding my own business, public property, you know what I'm saying? But I gave it the meaning that I wanted it to mean. Every time. Every time. Therefore, it was never a problem. It was never a problem. And they were well aware of and he was well aware of what I was doing. Still wasn't a problem. Because I didn't look at it like it was. It was positive to me. Vac Love. Do you believe in a 3D lag? Yes. The 3D lag is for your protection. is for your protection. So that you, now, okay, let me reframe. Yes, I believe in the 3D lag to an extent. Okay, it's there as your protection, mostly for a lot of the negative shit. Okay, it's there for your protection because if every thought that you ever had instantly manifested, we'd be in some shit. You know what I mean? So the negative stuff, there's a lag, there's a delay in it. The reason why it still pushes out is because you don't flip the thought. You just have the thought, or you say something in conversation or casually to yourself and don't say the opposite. So because of that, it pushes out the next day, you know, or quickly because you didn't say the opposite. Okay. Now, is there is that the same for everything? No. Manifestation's instant. Like you can get a text instantly. It wasn't a buildup, not necessarily a buildup, should I say, of things. You don't want to create the assumption that there's a lag, but at the same time, use it to your benefit, right? Like, oh, there's only a lag for the negative shit, not the positive. Right? So therefore the positive stuff manifests instantly. Right? Like it's just a lag for the negative shit. I mean, that's how I view it. That's how I viewed it. I didn't have to tell myself that. I mean, I guess I did, but it's not something I told myself often. I was just like, oh yeah. Because remember, a lot of things that you naturally say one time, you don't have to say repeatedly over and over again. It will push out over and over and over again. Because you said it randomly one time and never thought about it again. That's why it pushes out. So there's lots of things that you guys can be doing when it comes to your SP or your life in general that you literally could say one time, never think about it again, and have it push out while you're focused on other things. So get clever with it on how we could push the shit out quickly, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. What affirmations to use for him to make me his girlfriend? Well, Guy, are you in contact with your SP? Are you like in a situationship and you want him to make you his girlfriend? Because if that's the case, it's very simple. See, a lot of times you guys are looking for a relationship proposal. Oftentimes that doesn't happen. Relationships oftentimes are implied. They're implied that you're in one. They'll start calling you their girlfriend or their girl. They'll start talking about your relationship. They'll start introducing you to their friends as their girlfriend, right? Things like that. I mean, so there's an affirmation you can use. Is that, but it's not like okay. So what I said is he'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. That's what I said when it comes to relationship part of it. Okay. Or you can say, we're great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. That's implying relationship. I also said that. Okay. When we were, those are the two, the last one I said was my go-to when we were constantly like when we were hanging out, and basically it was a relationship, right? It was totally like I said, if you take the words out, it'll only go off the actions and say, okay, what are things saying right now? If I took the words out, yeah, okay, that says relationship. That's all I need to know. So that's what I would always tell myself. We're great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. Because that's exactly what that implies. And then he would just start calling me, no relationship proposal, but he would start calling me his girlfriend. He would be on the phone with his cousin, be like, yeah, my girl, you know, this, that, and the third. He would start talking to his family about me, right? Things like that. He would start talking about, we were watching a reality show, and he's like, if you ever did that, he goes, I would have broken up with you a long time ago. Well, in order to break up with someone, you have to be in what? A relationship. This is just how my mind goes. It's just like, I don't know. I thought I was completely normal, but I'm starting to think maybe I'm a special breed. But maybe you can learn a couple things and just relax. How about you just fucking relax? How about we start there? How about you start there? As I dribble water all over me. How about you start there and just fucking relax? Just do it and just fucking relax. Don't overthink things. Don't analyze things. Don't be checking the radio. Don't do any of that shit. Just fucking relax. Just relax. Breathe. Just relax. All right, Lisa, what would you do if there's an age gap and gutter trash? We don't refer to 3Ps around here. We don't call them third parties because third parties imply competition. We don't compete. Who competes with trash? Nobody. Okay, so they're gutter trash here. And what would you do if there's an age gap? Who gives a shit? Who cares? There's an age gap between me and my boyfriend. I mean, it's not massively large. It's what, 6 years? 6 years. I'm 6 years older than him, so it's only a problem if you assume it is. Okay, if you assume it's a problem, then it becomes an issue. And unless you lied about your age up front and you were like, yeah, I'm 25, and then you met him, you're like, just kidding, bitch, I'm 50, yo. Then it was never a problem. He doesn't care he doesn't care about your age. But if you view age as a problem, you're creating an unnecessary obstacle. You're creating an unnecessary circumstance, because there's plenty of people that are in here that have their SPs. There's a significant age gap. But if you view it as an obstacle, then they do too. They will push it out. And that's how you know. That's how you always know it's your manifestation, because that's how you always know that you're the one creating everything. Because why all of a sudden is it an issue? But it clearly wasn't an issue when we were dating in the beginning, right? That's how you know it never is an issue. You're creating the issue, which they have to play their part and push it out. And now it's an issue. Same with long distance. This is never a problem in the beginning, but why all of a sudden isn't an issue? Because you created it. Okay. And when it comes to gutter trash, who gives a shit? What would I do? I would affirm gutter trash right back to the dumpster. I did, actually. Affirm gutter trash right back to the dumpster she crawled out of, and then let the dump truck take her ass out to the landfill. It seems to be a superpower of ours around here. I said, put that on a resume. It seems to be, it's a very big issue in the specific person community, but I manifest the gutter trash away successfully. And so because of that, I started teaching everybody else how to manifest gutter trash away. And they're always like, gutter trash is gone. Somebody was just on here yesterday saying gutter trash is gone. People are manifesting gutter trash right back to the dumpster they crawled out of all the fucking time. All the time. If you do what I say. So if you want to, we'll talk about this real quick. Anybody new here that wants to manifest gutter trash away, this is you. This is gutter trash. This is SP. Okay? Right now, SP and gutter trash are like this. All you have to do is create the wedge. Gutter trash plays her part perfectly, and she will do the rest of the job. Don't even worry about it. So the way you do that, real quick, is you need to give an identity to gutter trash that serves you a benefit, right? Everyone is you pushed out to your advantage. So what do you want to think? What do you want to assume about her as a person when it comes to SP and you? Okay. Who do you want her to be? So the only two identities you can give them is manipulative. All right. Okay, so the only two identities you can't give them is manipulative and controlling. Those two do not benefit you. And even if it's clear as day, it doesn't matter. Even if they're aware of it, it still doesn't matter. They have to continue to be controlled and manipulated by that person. So no, I like crazy. It works very fast. So if you give her the identity of crazy or a raging bitch, whatever you want to assume about this bitch, okay? She has to reflect that. So now she turns up as crazy. She becomes crazy very, very fast, by the way, in less than 24 hours, okay? And so that's how that works. So now you affirm them away. So then you say, because you need to create the wedge, okay? So then you say, he fucking hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. He fucking hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. Or you can say they fucking hate each other. All they do is argue. She's gone away, okay? And so therefore, you've created the wedge. Gutter trash, this is where she plays her part perfectly. She's going to do what you did, what everybody else tries to do to save their relationship, force a 3D. And that we all know that that doesn't work. So because of that, this is how she plays the part perfectly. So now while you are focused on inner conversations and affirming for SP, they turn around and come on home to mama. Now, once you get confirmation that gutter trash is gone. Thanks, Jen. Now, once you get confirmation that gutter trash is gone, because you will always get gutter trash. You always get confirmation. What up, Nest girlfriend? You will always get confirmation gutter trash is gone. You will never have to seek the confirmation. You will get it automatically, okay, from your SP. But you still must affirm against her. But you just drop all they do is argue, right? You could be like, he fucking hates her, she's gone away. He hates her, she's gone away. Or they hate each other, she's gone away, okay? Because you're doing it for yourself. Because if it's fresh, you may find yourself wondering every time he picks up his phone, every time he says he's going out, are they still talking? Is he still talking to her? Is she really gone? So because of that, you persist forward until you just naturally don't do it anymore because you just know that shit's a fucking wrap. That's how that works. Come back and let me know and get her trashes in the fucking dumpster. I'm telling you, it's a superpower of us. It's a superpower of ours around these streets. Hey, you know what? It's okay to be Delulu at times, Rob. That's right, Nadine. Making progress, bitch. That's right. Why wouldn't he post? Of course he posts it. How else is he talking to you right now? Through his artwork. As long as it's romantic. Yes, Sibo. That's right. Let's go get your SP back. What if my self-concept wasn't good before when SP was around, but it's pretty now? How will he know? He will always know. He knows how, because how you see yourself, he has to see you. Okay, Becky? So if you see yourself as that, he feels a change of energy. Okay? He starts to think of you different than before, in a better way, because it's because you're connected by energy, right? Everyone's connected by energy. So because you're connected by energy, they will see that in you too. That's all you have to know. That's all you got to know. Just wowie. Link is in the bio. Yeah, Tiana, you can. You can do the photo method with the list that you made of what you want from him. Sure. You don't have to focus on one thing. You don't have to focus on one thing at all. In fact, you can also tell yourself, like, I literally just manifested everything on my list. You're in control, girl. You're in control. Like an 80s movie, standing outside, blasting a... Yes, Rob. I saw that on an episode of King of Queens. Is it King of Queens? The things we did for love back in the days. Although I never had somebody stand outside and with a boombox and play love music. It's probably for the best, because I probably would have, it's probably for the best because I probably would have laughed at him. And then made him uncomfortable. That's right, the plug. Let's manifest a moving, girlfriend. Nobody has anger issues anymore. They're the sweet as pie. You are sweet as pie. Okay, who is Samra? You keep getting on again, off again. What do I need to change? You mean makeup to break up? Is that what you're talking about? Like on and off again? with your SP, like you're one day you're in a relationship, the next day you're not. Because if that's the case, the only thing you need to change is you need to see your SP clearly as perfect all the time. And then 2, you need to break their, I guess there's 2 things. Yeah, 2 things. Okay. You need to see the version of your SP you want all the time. Okay. And then the second thing you need to do is you need to break the pattern. You need to break the pattern because there's a couple things that are going on here. I'll give you a couple different things. One, either this is a pattern. So they do something that you're like, oh fuck, here we go again. They did this before. Right? Oh, here he goes. He's leaving again. Because he's pulling back or he's doing something that resembles the last time and the time before that and the time before that. So it's a pattern now. And so you're reverting back to, ooh, he's leaving again. And now he leaves again. Right? Or when he comes back, your inner conversations are still questioning if he's back to stay. Like, is he actually back or is he going to leave again? Right? Therefore, he has to leave again. Okay. So there's that. You're questioning in your inner conversations. If what's going on, what's really going on? Is he going to leave again? Like, what is this? Things like that. So we got to dead that shit. Okay. I need people that aren't attached and don't care. You think you need people who aren't attached. Oh. Okay, now I got that. You're talking about me. Disregard. That's why it works. That's why it works rather quickly for most people because there's no attachment. I care, but I don't look at him different. I don't have old story. Just tired of being the punching bag of the emotional. Good the plug, manifest an instant move. Like you just got approved for your new place. I literally just signed the lease on my new place. Right now. I get approved for every place I apply for. I literally just signed the lease on my new place right now. You're tired of being the punching bag of the emotional. So Lori, that's how you see, it's how you're seeing your SP. All of this comes down to how you're seeing your SP. And you're tired of being the punching bag when he's emotional. So then be like, no, what punching bag? Absolutely not. He never takes anything out on me. He never takes anything out on me at all. And whatever he goes through emotionally only brings us closer together. That's how you have to see him. Yeah, when they're angry, don't react to shit. If he's like, if he's angry at something and he, let's say he's taking it out on you, right? Just be like, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Because in here, you're not saying, yeah, okay, all right, got it. No, you're not saying that at all. Instead, you're like, he's fucking amazing. Like, he never takes anything out on me. He never takes anything out on me. Like, he is the happiest man in the world right now. Literally the happiest guy in the world. Because then he turns right back around. He turns right back around because he doesn't have a reason to be. But as long as you view yourself as a punching bag for when he's going through those emotions, he has to continue to take it out on you. He doesn't have a choice. Okay. So you change that in your mind and then he doesn't take it out on you anymore. That's the fun part. Okay. Do I just live as the perfect girlfriend and a relationship will come or affirm it's coming? Guy. Well, yes, you live as the perfect girlfriend, right? You need to be like, yeah, you need to see yourself as the perfect girlfriend for any fucking body. Forget just your SP. Like, I'm the perfect girlfriend in general. In general, I know what I bring to the table. I've thought this way about myself well before my SP. Okay. So therefore, in all my relationships, they saw me as the perfect girlfriend because that's how I saw myself. So you should think that way just about yourself in general, that you are perfection, period. Okay. And then, now, as to say a relationship will come 1000% if you're not referring to like your SP. Okay. Like you're trying to manifest your SP back. A relationship will come 100%. Um, if it's somebody new. Thanks, Kelly Girlfriend. Welcome to the family. If it's somebody new, but affirm it's coming. I don't affirm it's coming. It depends on your situation. I'd have to know your situation. Okay, but I wouldn't affirm it's coming. You're affirming in a sense that it's here, like, or that it's happening now, right? So one of the affirmations I used in my because I believe in manifesting back in steps. It would have to be where you're at in your relationship with your SP. Okay, so you all know my affirmations where he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. Okay, implying now. A fact. Okay, the only other thing you can say is you can look at their picture and be like, we're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. Okay, because that's creating certainty. That's a certainty. A command, letting him know what his shit is. And when you do that, they get the thought, I want to get back together with her. Hosts, questions. I know it threw you guys off today. I wasn't supposed to be live today, but here I am. Here I fucking am. Can't get enough of you bitches. Oh, CC, thank you. I love you, girlfriend. So hold the questions because we're going to do the method in about 5 minutes, but I'm going to try and run through all these questions real quick, okay, without fucking yapping. I am so over the poking me because he's upset with others. I try to communicate and ask, how are you? Oh, yeah. No. Just change it in your mind. Just change it in your mind. Okay. Sarah, he asked me for money. What can I do? Like, are you in a relationship with your husband? Because unless you're my bestie, I ain't giving you shit. Sorry. Nope. Especially if you only if he only contacts you for money, nope. But change that. Change how you see him. Like he is totally financially stable, entirely on his own. He doesn't need me for anything. He loves me for me. He never asked me for money. In fact, he wants nothing but to provide for me. Or kindly direct him to the welfare office. Just saying. Hey, you know, age, what they say? Age ain't nothing but a number. Oh, thank you, Lori. Look at this. All this amazing love I'm getting. Age ain't nothing but a number. We only get older by numbers, never by looks. I'm glad to see you back, Sibo. Let's go get your SP. What up, Jasmine girlfriend? Did you shoot that shit to the top? Hey, Deriz. Hope everything is going amazing. Hope you saw the most recent success story, Deriz, from Erica. She posted today. It will inspire you. Actually, her story will very much inspire you today. Rob. I'd be ghetto blasting up in here. That's right. That's right. How do you break free of creating something to find? Sneaky cheating. This is my pattern. Well, okay. Who is Samra? Let me ask you this. Have you been cheated on in the past? Pin your comment if you answer. Okay. If you've been cheated on in the past, this is a pattern, but you're creating it. Okay. So, and your question's a little, I don't want to make sure I waste time answering it wrong. It says, how do I break free of creating something to find? Sneaky cheating. So like you're spying on them. Is this where this is going? But how do you break free of it? This is a self-love, self-concept thing. Okay. It's always a self-love, self-concept thing if you think that they would ever in their life step outside of dating you. Like, excuse me? I'm a once-in-a-lifetime partner. You'll never find anyone like me, ever. You need to see that in yourself. There's no one like you out there, okay? Whoever, that no one compares to you, that you literally, you're perfection. You're perfect. You need to see that in yourself. I used to always tell people, like, I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. Because that was always a fact for me. So I didn't need to create something different. I just told myself that. Now, did I go and robotically affirm that shit all the time? No, I never robotically affirmed any of that. Okay. I literally just said it randomly. Oh yeah, I know who I am. Cheating? Seriously? This is why they always say it's always a downgrade, never an upgrade, right? Because you're the one creating gutter trash. That's why they're called trash too, by the way. So you need to work on self-concept when it comes to that, where you need to see yourself as the one that people want, the one that, know who you are, know what you bring to the table, so they wouldn't fucking dare go and see if the grass is greener on their goddamn side. They wouldn't dare. Because they know it's not. So therefore, if gutter trash appeared or anything, you're like, yeah, no. I don't think so. I ain't got shit to worry about. Okay, so work on that and flip that thought. Okay, the only way you break patterns is by telling yourself something different when the pattern arises. Flip it. Flip it again. Flip it again, flip it again, flip it again, flip it again, flip it again. Mm-hmm. Tion. Oh, man. I have to be careful around here. Anyway, how can I change the assumption that SP can't text me when gutter trash is home? I'm sorry, I'm going back to my mind palace real quick. Okay, so I used to have a similar assumption of this, not when it came to texting, but when it came to spending time together. And then I was like, no. And I honestly did not robotically affirm this at all. I was just like, no, who said that we could only hang out these days? No. We're going to go out and date this. We can go out on the weekend. Why couldn't we? Then, I think it was 1 week later, he was like, hey, you want to go? 1 week later, he stopped by on the weekend, completely unannounced, outside of character. And then I think it was the next day. Yeah, I think it was the next day we went on a date on the weekend. It wasn't something I affirmed for. Okay, but sometimes we create those assumptions where you talk all the time and then you don't when, gutter trash is home. So now you just tell yourself, no, we talk every single day. We literally text every single day. Don't even acknowledge gutter trash. Doesn't have anything to do with her. Okay, and just tell yourself that you text every day. Doesn't matter. Okay. You don't have to acknowledge gutter trash as being, you don't have to affirm it in a way that gutter trash has anything to do with this. Okay. Because we texted 7 days a week, all the time, 7 days a week. It'd be like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night, would be like good night, things like that, 7 days a week. And I knew she was there. Even on the days off, we would still talk. But don't tell yourself the opposite. Okay, but just tell yourself you text all day, every day. You don't have to, spaz. You're not going to believe it often. You're not going to believe it until you see it. You just have to keep going. And you just have to know that you may not see movement in your 3D, but there's always movement. Some you just can't see. But you have to know, a lot you just can't see. But you have to know that what you think about is always on his mind. Okay? So you have to know that, though. You have to know that. So what are you thinking about all the time? Even when you're crying, what are you thinking about when it comes to your SP? Because he's also sharing those thoughts too. Also, if you find that you just randomly start crying, or you randomly you're thinking about him and you just can't stop thinking about him, that means he's also thinking about you. That's all good shit. You have to know that. Alrighty. Now, we are going to do the photo method. Jackie, what can I do to get my SP to open up to me vulnerably? Well, to get your SP to open up to you vulnerably is he tells you everything. He communicates everything with me. He's constantly telling me how he feels. Right? So therefore, we have the deepest conversations. So therefore, he's opening up to you vulnerably. Oh, right. So by now, I know. Yes, you do. KS. I got scammed. Oh boy. I got scammed. Is there any way to manifest my money back? Yes. So, you could tell yourself that, like, no, actually, they're giving me my money back. They're giving me a full refund. They're literally giving me my money back right now. They are giving me my money back right now. Or, depending upon the amount that you got hustled from, like, let's say it's $500. You could just be like, I just got a $500 deposit. I literally just got a $500 deposit right now. I got a $500 deposit right now. So therefore, it's all like the money comes back to you. See what I'm saying? And even if it's not from that person, you still get your money back. So you could do that too. Okay. Just well, have a good day, girlfriend. All right, so let's get busy. This time we're gonna cut the cord, the energy cord. That is. We're going to do it with yourselves today again. Okay. So I think you'll benefit from cutting the cord with your own self, to really get over the dumb shit. Okay. Get over the dumb shit. Okay. So if you get a little emotional, it's fine. You can cut the cord with the child, with the child version of you, like you as a kid. You can do it when you're a teenager. It doesn't freaking matter. You can do it when you're an adult. You're going to cut the energy cord with yourself. Okay? All right. Let's get started. Okay? I want you to close your eyes and just take some deep breaths in and out. Release all the tension for just a minute. Clear your mind. Shut off those thoughts just for a moment. Be present, relax, and unwind. Let all the worry, fear, doubt go. I want you to imagine that you're in a giant amphitheater. It's dark outside. There's no one there but you. And you're sitting in the middle of this amphitheater, and in front of you, there's a giant stage. And on this stage, there's a single stage light that goes from the ceiling of the stage down to the center of the stage. I want you to adjust your focus to that light for just a moment. And as you're staring into the light, you start to realize, I get a feeling that you're not alone. You start to see that in the back of the stage, off in the distance, out of the light, there's a dark, shadowy figure. And as you start to adjust your focus to the shadowy figure, you start to realize that that person is the younger version of you. I want you to call yourself, say your name. Have that version of yourself step into the light. Now, as your younger version of yourself steps into the light, you start to notice your facial features, your physical features. And you also notice a gold cord that runs directly from your third eye into their third eye. Now, I want you to look at yourself. And I want you to ask yourself these two questions. And I want you to hear your younger self respond. If you can't hear their voice, that's okay. I want you to ask your younger self, do you support me? Hear you tell you yes. Now ask them, do you love me? Also hear yourself tell you yes. Now I want you to look at the younger version of yourself in your own eyes. And I want you to say these 4 phrases. This time, you're not going to respond, and that's okay. I want you to look at the version of you, and I want you to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now I want you to reach up with your hand as if it's a pair of scissors, and I want you to cut the gold cord that runs directly from your third eye only, keeping the cord intact to your younger self. And as that cord begins to fall to the floor, I want you to reach up with your other hand and grab the roots of that gold cord out of your third eye and just toss them aside. And as the gold cord continues to fall to the floor, your younger self starts to float away like a balloon. And it gets farther and farther. And you get smaller and smaller. And you get farther and farther. And smaller and smaller. And farther and farther. And smaller. Until you just disappear. Now take another deep breath in and out and open your eyes. All right, so since you have now cut the own energy cord within yourself, you should find that you are lighter, different, feel better. It's okay, Chris. Okay, because you're cutting the energy cord with your younger self. Okay, letting the old energy that you've built up throughout your life go. Okay, so this is good because we want to drop this resistance shit. Okay. Good, Sarah. What up, girlfriend? Alrighty. Now, since we did that, you are now going to, I think that's kind of cool, actually. So you cut the cord with your different versions of yourself. And it's kind of funny because oftentimes you don't pick the version of your younger self, right? You're not like, which version should I pick, right? You just ask them to come into the light, and whatever version pops into that light is what version pops into that light. But understand, it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. All right? Okie dokie. Now, get the photos of your SPs out. Get them out. Now, we're going to go back in time. I want you to go back into the good, Chris. Good. What do you want me to wait on, Dr. Xtina? Oh. Well, girl, I'm talking about you right now, okay? So I need you to go back in time. We're going back to the beginning of your relationship before you even met your SP, okay? And I want you to remember who you were. Who were you as a person? Who were you? When you first met your SP or didn't even know them yet, you had a confidence level about you and a surety about you. You knew who you were as a person. Oftentimes, relationships tend to bring up insecurities within yourself. Your identities start to get wrapped up in relationships, which is why friends and family often tell you that you're a different person when you're in a relationship. That's why they tell you that. So the fact is, the person in the beginning of your relationship and the person and your SP at the beginning of your relationship, both of you are not the same at the end of your relationship that you were in the beginning of your relationship, which is why you all grew distant. The goal is to come back together. So I want you to recall who you were, how you had a confidence level about you, a swagger about you, right? You just knew who you were. Maybe you would have entertained a relationship, but you certainly didn't need one. Okay. Your identities, your core identities, who you were was not dependent on an SP at all. It was all you. You had a confidence level, and a surety, a certainty about you. And that was magnetic. I want you to step into that version of who you were, except the evolved version, the 2.0 version. Do that now. Because that version of you is who your SP was attracted to, man. They were so attracted to you. They worshiped the ground that you walked on. They tried to get your attention. They chased you. They desired you. They would do anything to get your attention. They were constantly like, you didn't question anything. They wanted to talk to you all the time. And they couldn't wait till the second they got off of work so that you could spend time together. Right? They wanted to be in a relationship with you. That version of you is also who they fell in love with, who they chose to be with, who they saw a future with. Well, look at you, Amy. Step into that version right now, again. Now, we're going to fast forward a little bit in our relationship. And I want you to go to the time in your relationship where everything was perfect. They were checking all the boxes. You did not question a fucking thing. You just knew how they felt. I want you to remember that version of your SP right now. Who were they as a person for you? How did they make you feel? How did they treat you? Spend just 20 seconds and recall that version of your SP. Because that version of your SP is who you were attracted to, who you couldn't wait to talk to, who you wanted to spend every second you had with, who you wanted nothing more than to be in a relationship with them. That version of your SP is also who you fell in love with. You need to recall that version of your SP right now and remember them now and moving forward as only this version of your SP for you and only you. Because the version of you in the beginning of your relationship and the version of your SP that you fell in love with, those two versions are what brought you together in the height of your relationship where everything was perfect. Those two versions are who you both fell in love with. So to bring back what you had, you must become those versions again. You must become the better version of yourself. Get back in touch with yourself. Love yourself all over again. To also be loved again by your SP. You also must select the version of your SP where you didn't question anything. You did not question if you were going to talk to them today, if they were going to message you, if you were going to see them this weekend, or if you were going to, if they want, you didn't question their feelings for you. You didn't question if they wanted to be in a relationship with you. You didn't question anything. You need to bring that version back again. And right now and moving forward, there is no other version of your SP that exists except for your perfect person. And there is no other version of you that exists except for your best self, the one that loves yourself again. Because the reality is, every single time you think about them, they think about you. Which is why you have to try to not think about them. Because they can't stop thinking about you. Anytime they randomly pop into your mind, that is because they are thinking about you. They are constantly thinking about you. Every day. Because if you're thinking about them, they have no choice but to think about you. That is how thought transmission works. So we're going to control it. And only control it. They have written endless text messages. They have gone on your profile numerous times, wanting to see what you're up to, wondering how you've been. They have written numerous text messages to you daily. Daily. I'm sure it did, Anne. I'm sure it did. But change it. It only brings you closer together. They have sent you texts daily. They have written them over and over again. They cannot wait to tell you everything. They have been waiting to tell you everything that you want to hear. Everything that you want to hear. They have looked at that call button numerous times. Numerous times. Wanting to call you. But the only reason they haven't pressed that send button, the only reason they haven't pressed that call button, I'll answer your question for rescues after this exercise, okay? Is because you have not given them permission to do that. It's time now for you to give them that permission. And the only way you can give them permission to call you on the spot, to text you on the spot, and to tell you what you want to hear is by seeing that version of your SP that you never questioned before. So you're not going to question now anything about them. You're not going to question. There's nothing to wonder. You're not going to question shit. And you're not going to question anything starting now. Understand? If you are new here, I want you to put on your crown. If you are not new here, I want you to straighten your crown because here we get what we want and we get it when we want it. We don't wait for shit. What we say goes in our reality. You are the creator of your reality. So own it. Step into it. Stop letting your reality control you. You need to let your 3D, you are in control of your 3D. When queens and kings give a command, do they sit there and question, wonder, worry, doubt that their command will be fulfilled? No, they don't. When queens and kings give commands, there's nothing to check. There's nothing to wonder. There's nothing to question. There's absolutely nothing to doubt. Because when they give commands, they just know. They expect for their command to be fulfilled. They just know. They're the queen. They're the king. They gave the order. It must be done. And that's all they need to know. Because they own their power and they know that what they say goes. Right now, you now know that what you say goes. You're the boss. You're the boss. So you are going to tell your SP right now what the fuck you expect from them. It's fast. Now you're going to tell them what you expect from them. And you're going to know that it is done. It's done. This is who I expect. This is my person. Of course they're going to text me back. Why wouldn't they? Of course they're going to text me. Why wouldn't they? Okay? All right. Now, yeah, the short answer for rescues is yes, but I can elaborate. Okay? After this. Okay, so now I do put you on a brief break. I do pause this live for a couple minutes while I go take the ladies' room. Okay? When we do this. Now, if you are if you are alone, say this out loud. Say it with a little bit of backbone. If you are not alone, say it in your mind so you don't look like a wacko. Okay? Now, if you're in no contact with your SP or you're in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to tell them to contact you. Okay? You can say contact, text, call, don't matter. However they would naturally reach out to you is exactly how they will. Okay? So you're going to look at your SP's photo and you're going to say, you're texting me right now. You are texting me right now. You're texting me right now. You are get firm with them. Like a queen gives a command. You are texting me right now. And like a king gives a command. Now, if you are in constant contact with your SP, then you have options. You could tell them that they're contacting you right now, or you can tell them that they're coming to see you today. You're coming to see me 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 today. Period. That's very CC, girlfriend. Okay. Now, if you're in any of the ships, friendship, situationship, relationship, or marriage ship, then you have options. You can tell them they're contacting you today, they're coming to see you today, or you can have fun with it and you can tell them whatever you want. You're bringing me flowers tonight. You're buying me dinner tonight. You're rubbing my feet tonight. You're giving me massage today. You're giving me sexy time tonight. Whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Have fun with it. And then I'm going to give you all, after this, I'm going to give you all a very quick exercise that you're going to do today. Should be done every day. For a minute. It's only going to take a minute. Or 30 seconds. Really. Okay? Alrighty. So get busy right now. Wear this proudly. And just know. Just start expecting something different. No. I gave the command. Their job is to fulfill my command. That's all I got to know. Jasmine will answer that as soon as we come back, sister, because yes, I have. That's the fun part. Expect them to contact you. they so there was one thing in particular that I was angry. looked at the photo. I said for like a minute what I wanted him to do. Good, Spaz. Good. 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 And he didn't ask, he told. Okay? But I wanted him to do something because I was angry. So I told him exactly what the fuck I wanted him to do. And you know what he did? Exactly that, 20 minutes. And he's never done that before. It was something on the spot where, because I was angry and I was like, you're going to be doing this. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And he did. And I was like, no. I say that, but I wasn't like shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because it's who I am, because I'm that bitch. Okay? I get what I want. And I know that. Okay? That's okay, Spaz. That's movement. That's movement that he replied to a message. Absolutely. Hold on to that. Hold on to that and let that remind you of your power. Okay? Let that remind you of your power. Because that's going to help you move forward and be like, okay, so just like I could do this, I could do this. Just like I did this, I could do this. Okay? Just as much as I told him to do this and he did it on the spot, great. I could have him do other things on the spot too. Leverage that. Leverage movement. Always. Okay, Brett. You've been doing placebos like every time I drink water, SP becomes more involved, more in love and obsessed with me. Okay, but nothing has happened. Okay, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, so here's the thing with the placebo effect on that, right? So the placebo, it is working, okay? But he becomes more in loved and obsessed with you isn't movement in the 3D, okay? It's not movement in the 3D. So he could be very much in love with you right now and falling more in love with you. And he could very much be obsessed with you right now and not contact you, okay? So instead, that's where you would be affirming or and controlling your inner conversations all about contacting you, okay? All about contacting you, okay? Like as if you're already in contact, okay? Because therefore, he pushes that into the 3D. Okay, but know that there's never nothing happening. It's happening right now. It's happening at this very second. So you just can't see. That's just movement that you can't see. You guys have to understand there's movement that you can see and there's movement you can't see. There's always movement. A lot of it you can't see. And then when it pushes out into the 3D, you get confirmation of all that shit. As soon as it pushes out in the 3D and you can become back in contact, they confirm it all. I thought about you all the time. Like I literally thought about you all the time. I really missed you and everything that we had. And, you know, I thought about us all the time, like often, you know, things like that. Things like that. Okay, which is why you guys need to knock the stupid shit off and stop questioning shit. Because it's always happening. Just like in conversations, if you're in contact with your SP and you're hanging out, it requires a level of discipline because they tell you everything, right? But again, I'm okay letting people, I will let my boyfriend keep his assumptions all day if it benefits me. It's call what it is. I don't care. I'll let him, because he'll say certain things and I'm like, that's right, baby. That's right. You can keep that one. Because remember, he has his reality too. So if it benefits me by the things that he's saying about his point of view and his perspective on certain things, if it's positive for me, it doesn't even have to have anything to do with me. Or it has to do with me, but it's not about like our relationship or anything. I will let him keep it all day. Keep it all day. And I leverage it. I'm like, that's right. Of course, that's what he thinks. Of course, that's what he thinks. But okay, for rescues, what if they cheated and are now with gutter trash? Can it still work? Yes. That is the quintessential of my story. Is well, minus the cheating part. I dealt with gutter trash, so it didn't matter. And I should gutter trash back to the dumpster she crawled out of. It is a superpower of mine. And many, many people have also taken my advice and shooed gutter trash right to the dumpster they crawled out of. That's what we do around here. No, bro. Why would you stop doing that? Why would you stop doing that? Why would you stop doing that? Don't stop doing that. Okay? Keep doing that, because understand that when you're in contact with somebody, then you obviously want them to still become obsessed with you and in love with you. So why would you stop doing the placebo? Fuck no. Hell no. Keep doing it, because you got to look at it this way too. Okay? Sometimes it may take a while. Well, if we just did, I'm only saying that if you just did the placebo, we'll say. Sometimes it could take a minute for it to push out into your reality. Because if somebody is in love with you, right, and that grows and grows and grows, and their obsession over you grows and grows and grows, then it's going to pop out into your 3D, because they won't be able to contain themselves anymore. But you leverage that. Okay, Spaz, you're not asking him shit, you're telling him. Then you told him, you're calling me right now. Now we're not hoping, we're expecting. Okay? You got a reply to your thing on the spot. You're going to hold on to that in the same way you did that. You're going to be like, yeah, that's right. And now you're going to call me right now. Thank you very much. You're calling me right now. Oh, happy birthday, Anne. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, you need to hear from by your birthday. I don't even know what you're talking about. No, he's going to contact me today. It is my birthday, and he's going to contact me today. And he's telling me everything that I want to hear. He's telling me everything that I want to hear. He freaking absolutely loves me. He absolutely loves me. And Spaz, I can see your little message. Do not downplay. Do not downplay that it only happened once. No. What's that song? Oh, sorry. It starts with one. And I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. Always starts with one. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay, because that's movement. You want to leverage that, not downplay it. Get excited by it. Okay, get excited by it and leverage that. Okay? He saw my dogs. Okay, at first I thought you were. Okay, so I did read this right. You have an Instagram for your dogs? My bestie has she has a TikTok for her bunny, Sir Marshall Montgomery. He saw your dog's Instagram stories. The only account he follows. He unfollowed me on others. Doesn't matter. Stop acknowledging that he unfollowed you on others, okay? But the fact is, he's still very much aware that those are your dogs, okay? And he saw them, so that's good. But stop justifying things. He unfollowed you because of gutter trash. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, okay? Fuck gutter trash. He unfollowed you just because he wants to look at your shit on the low key. He has another fake profile. Okay? Can you say what you were affirming? Or if you can't say exactly, can you use an example similar? Affirming for what? Well, I'll give you all the affirmations, okay? What I was affirming for is 4 things. Okay, I would always say I'm a master at manifesting. I'm a master at manifesting. I always get what I want. It comes to me immediately. Everything always goes my way. Okay? That was one set of affirmations because that's umbrellas. Okay. That implies everything in my life. Okay. Then the second one is I would affirm my mind just works this way. I would start with gutter trash. So I would be like, my actual affirmations that I used for gutter trash they were a little long. So that's where it's like you can condense them to what I tell you guys now, because it still works. It still works. And so it was, well, they all work. But anyway, it was, he can't stand her. He's disgusted by her. He wants nothing to do with her. And then all they do is argue. She's gone away. That was my initial affirmations when it came to gutter trash. But literally, you can literally just say he hates her. All they do is argue. She's gone away. Okay. And then when it came to me and SP, I would say he is so upset. I would say his name. Okay. So it'd be like, I can't say my go-to name because she's got her panties in a bunch. Chris. Chris is so upset. Chris is the easiest for me to manifest. Okay. You guys should all say that. Chris is the easiest for me to, your SP's name is the easiest for me to manifest. He is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He's constantly spending time with me. He'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. Okay. You keep those affirmations. You do not drop them because you're talking to each other daily. I kept those affirmations even though we talked all day, every day, right? At first, we weren't talking like that. We talked occasionally for like a couple of days until I had to call him. Then after I called, well, I didn't have to call him, but I chose to call him. And then after I called him, then we talked all day, every day. Okay. But it didn't mean I dropped that affirmation. I still kept it because I wanted it to be an assumption, right? So you don't want to slide back. Am I going to hear from him? No. So I kept those until it was a natural thing, right? Then I kept all of those affirmations until we were constantly hanging out together. Like we were doing relationship things together. We were constantly hanging out together, cooking and all that stuff together. And so when that happened, then my affirmation switched to, we're great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. All about relationship, right? Being in a relationship. So that's when those affirmations changed. And then once a day, I would rampage. So I'd have like 12 to 15 affirmations, all into minutia details. So it would be like, it would be my initial affirmations is he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. He texts me good morning every single day. Okay. He's constantly spending time with me. We're always going on dates. See, backing it with little minor details. And he'll do anything to be in a relationship with me right now. Like he wants to live with me. He wants to marry me. He can't imagine his life without me in it. He wants to be with me forever. Okay. That would be like what my rampage was, something similar to that. Okay. So what would happen is he was doing the things that I was affirming for, but he also started to very quickly do the things that were in my rampage too, because I only said it once. I never thought about it again. So I knew it was my affirmations because it would be like 2 p.m. and I'd get a good morning text. And I knew he was awake a long time ago. Okay. So he would start doing the things in my rampage. Then a couple weeks later, he told somebody that he would never, he's like, I'm never going to not, I'm never, he said, I'm never going to stop talking to her. I'm going to talk to her forever. Like, I'm never going to not talk to her. And so that was, he can't imagine his life without me in it. Oh, then I also, part of my rampage was he's always talking about our future together. Okay. So then he would start talking about our future together. You know, when my daughter turns 21, she's 14. Okay. When she turns 21, maybe when she's an adult, different things like that. Traveling, different things like that. We started talking about. So those were things from my rampage. Okay. Even though I only said it once a day. So that's what I would recommend. Expect him to, Anne. Expect him to. Is be like, he can't go, tell yourself this in a conversation in your mind. He can't go through this alone. he can't go through this alone. Like this is only going to this is bringing us closer together, and he can't go through this alone. So there's nothing more than him wanting to see me right now. Like, I know he's going to come see me today. I know I'm going to hear from him today. Okay. All right, Chris. Hey, aren't you absent today? I was supposed to, but I can't get enough of you guys. I can't get enough of you guys. So, yeah, no. That's all I can tell you. This is true. Okay. Should I change it to every time I drink water, SP shows me how in love and obsessed with me? Yes. You could do that, bro. You could do that. You could say every time I drink water, SP shows me how in love with me he is. How in love and obsessed with me they are. Yeah, you can do that. Sure. There's no right or wrong way to placebo it. But I always put that in SP's story, right? As he shows me he loves me every single day. Okay, so if he shows you that he loves you every single day, now the key is to apply the meaning that you want to everything. So if he sends you a text today and is like, yo, that's him showing you he loves you today. Okay, instead of deciphering and being, what does he mean by that? That's kind of cold. This, that, fucking third, all that, all the crap that you guys say. Yeah, you take that out. Exactly. Like Welcome to Mo says. Yes, SP said he thought about her every day when they were in no contact. Of course. You guys have to understand that. You guys think that you're like a faint ass memory and they've just moved on. But even if they're with gutter trash, who gives a fuck? They still think about you because you think about them. So they still think about you in a great way and all that stuff. So eventually they will contact you, but start speeding up the accelerated part of that in contacting you. Okay. Oh God. M. White the Blonde. I know. M. White the Blonde. I know. These people will say manifestation is instant. I've heard this. Manifestation is instant. Then they'll say it takes 21 days to break a habit. That's because that's what society leads you to believe. That's what society leads you to believe. Okay. But you tell yourself, M. White the Blonde, that like, no, I give like, it takes 21 days to change a belief. I mean, you could say something. I was trying to think of how you would flip that. How to change the assumption it takes 21 days to change a belief. It's just be like, no, absolutely not. It takes, whatever I choose to believe, I believe instantly. I believe instantly. I can change my beliefs at any moment, at any given time. Okay. Because I know that's the whole thing. It takes 21 days to break a habit. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it does not. No, it does not, unless you believe that. But we want to change that. Okay, so you would just, now you don't have to necessarily affirm this, but it's like if it comes up, then you just change that and say, no, actually my beliefs change instantly. Like it doesn't, like 21 days for what? Nothing. Law of Attraction is big on that. This one guy, he's really big on that. Well, he wants his watch hours to go up, let's be frank. But he'll be like, save this video and watch it for the next 28 days, a complete lunar cycle. Why? If I'm supposed to get a text message in the next 10 minutes, why I need to watch this for the next 28 fucking days? If this is supposed to work, then why do I need to watch it? It's the biggest problem in Law of Attraction when they do that is that they're creating assumptions in you that don't benefit you. I got to watch this for 28 fucking days, which means it's not going to work for 28 days. But that's their job. How else are they supposed to make money if they don't create false assumptions within you? A lot of people do. That's why you got to be careful what you out there consuming on the internet, okay? Because a lot of people, their job is to create assumptions in you that do not benefit you, which is fucking stupid. Thanks, Shen's girlfriend. Okay, which is stupid. Like, it's really stupid. Okay, but you need to get out of your own head. I don't understand. Oh, hold on. Even if they live together now, I've been trying to manifest, but it's been hard. I've been in no contact for 3 months. Oh my God, 3 months. I was in no contact for 7 months for rescues. And that is exactly my situation. There was gutter trash in the picture, and she was living with him in his place. So that didn't mean shit. And they lived one building away. So I went from no contact to living with me in 4 weeks. And I did not know how he was going to live with me. I did not know that at all. But it happened. Okay. Which this is why I'm honestly trying to tell you guys and shove down your fucking throats to pay attention to your inner conversations, okay? Because we give meaning to things, or we have random inner conversations about it, no matter if you think it's fucking stupid or not, right? Like, you'll have an inner conversation like, that's so dumb. It's still an inner conversation, so you can't just say that's so dumb. You have to flip it, because if you don't, it always pushes out eventually. Because you assign certain meanings to things and they reflect that back to you. I've had this happen a couple different times where I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I did have that inner conversation within my mind, not consistently, but I would randomly say that and then boom, they push it out. But the cool thing is you can change that shit in like 48 hours. Turn that right back around. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You're viewing all of this as, the reason why it hasn't worked is because you're viewing all of this as an obstacle. Like, I can't manifest, like, okay, he's with someone else and they live together. That's 2 obstacles, 2 circumstances that you have created that are standing in between you and SP. Those are just 2 obstacles you've created. So until you break those obstacles through, your SP can't contact you. Your SP can't contact you if you're viewing the reason why you're not talking is because of gutter trash. And the fact that they live together. That's not true. That's literally not true. Because you can turn all that around real fast. I would walk you through how to get rid of gutter trash again, but I've made videos about that on my TikTok. So you can watch those. And I talked about it earlier. And so I don't think my peeps want to hear me talk about it a second time again today. But I talked about it I talk about it daily, literally. So if you want, you can either watch the video or this live gets uploaded to the 2 of you. So you can watch the beginning and you'll see it. Yes, Alex, you can manifest someone you just met. Every person you date is a manifestation. Everyone you date is a manifestation. Okay? So you just met this person not by accident. That's your manifestation. Okay? So you can manifest. Now you can manifest them to be what you want them to, who you want them to be for you, by getting very clear. Take your past relationships, because you'll notice patterns in your past relationships, right? Because everything is a pattern. So you'll notice patterns in your past relationships. So take your past relationships and everything you did not like in your past relationships, flip all that around and get very clear on who you want to be with, right? What qualities would this person possess? The person that you just met. What qualities do you want him to possess? How do you want him to treat you? How do you want him to make you feel? Right? All of these things that you want in a perfect relationship. Get clear on that. Go in whole story mode. Write it all down. And then that's who SP is. Now that's who your SP you just met. Now that's who the fuck they are. Because you said so. That's who the hell they are. 'Cause you said so. That's right. That's right, Spaz. I'm noticing. You should take it as movement. I always make fun of you, Dr. Extended, because you keep mentioning gutter trash. Knock it off. I know, Rob. That's one of my favorite songs too. My daughter is. Some people, it's a superpower of theirs where they can literally quote shit. I cannot quote shit. Oh, that's right, KB. Thanks. Okay, so you guys are all going to look at your SP's photos tonight. Okay, and you're going to look at your SP's photos tonight. If this is manifesting an X-Back, which usually they are, right? So you're going to look at their photos tonight, and just for 30 seconds. You're going to tell their ass that you're getting back together right now. That's what you're going to do. You should make this a nighttime thing where you literally, for 30 seconds, look at their picture and you're like, we're getting back together right now. Like, we're literally getting back together right now. Like, you know, like a surety, matter of fact, like, I don't know what the fuck you think this is, but we're getting back together right now. That type of attitude. That's your exercise today. And hopefully every fucking day, that's what you're going to do. And then today is, what is today? What is this week's, I'm drawing a blank. Oh yes. What is this week's agenda or theme? Theme. This week's theme is that you are not to question shit all week. You're not questioning anything. Do not question anything. You're not going to sit there and keep it the same bullshit. I have seen no movement. Nothing's happening. Why am I not seeing any movement? Am I doing this right? Is it working? Are they conforming? What are they thinking about? You know, what about this? What about fucking that? Nope. Nope. No. What if I have this assumption about this? You know, what if, no. Nope. We're not questioning shit all week. Don't question anything. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There's always movement 100% of the time. It's just sometimes movement behind the scenes takes longer to push out, because you have to understand this. Okay. Even though you are, thanks, Anna Maria. Anne Maria, that's rude. You have to understand this. Even though you're consciously aware and now changing things, right? Inner conversations and affirming, okay? And seeing them as the best version of them for you and seeing yourself as the best, as the perfect person for them, okay? That's a premise in a nutshell and persistent. But you have to understand that you already have assumptions about your SP because you've been with them. Those assumptions haven't changed. So if you know that they love you, because they've said it before, right? You've had that relationship and you know that. Those assumptions still play out in the background unless you decide that they don't anymore, okay? If you assume that you're the best relationship they've ever had, that they've ever been in, and you assume that you bring them happiness, then that assumption doesn't change unless you decide it does. So it's still playing on in the background, behind the scenes. All of this stuff is still playing on behind the scenes because you already have positive assumptions when it comes to your SP. Like if you were to ask yourself, what do I know about my SP? What do I know about their feelings towards me? What do you know? Not what you want to know, but what do you actually know about your SP, how SP feels about you? From the past relationship, things that they've told you, right? Those all still remain true. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. Which is why things are constantly going on in the background. Okay? In the background, things are constantly going on in the background because you already have assumptions about your SP. That's how this works. I love getting messages that say, Jen, you're going to love this. Dr. Xtina, you're going to stop looking at Get a Trash as being a rebound, though. Okay? No. He fucking hates her. She's the biggest mistake he's ever made in his entire life. Okay? I know what you meant, Jasmine girl. That's exactly what I did. I was pissed off and I was angry. And so I pulled his fucking photo up and I was like, you're going to do this thing right now. You're doing this thing right now. You're doing this thing right now. And in 20 minutes, he came walking his little happy ass through the door and said, I'm doing this thing, the thing I told him to do. He said, I'm doing that. 20 minutes is what it took. And he had never done it before. In fact, he had a lot of, he had mentioned it before, but had a lot of excuses, if you will, on why he couldn't do it. And so when I was at my wit's end with the situation, I was like, allow me to fucking help you out. This is what you're doing right now. You're doing this right now. You're doing this thing right now. And sure enough, boom, 20 minutes later, job done. Because we had talked about it a couple times in the past, given what was going on with the drama. We had talked about it a couple times in the past, but he had excuses, resistance, if you will, to doing it. Until I told him to do it. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Look at that. If you would just take my advice. Like, what did Chris say? Chris said, SP still pull back on meetup. She took my advice about not wavering for 24 hours. He reached out today to talk. That's right. That's right. Now, Chris, he reached out today to talk, okay? So what you're going to do is get very clear in your mind that he's going to tell you everything that you want to hear. Well, Lisa with the butterfly, do you guys see how this works? Did you guys do what I told you to do last weekend? Let me remind you, and you can do it today, okay? She said, I was just thinking about wishing my ex-bestie, and she texted me herself. Of course she did. That's how thought transmission works. So when you know that this is how it works on other people, that's how quick it works on your SP. It's no different. The difference is you have resistance to your SP. So you'll say something like, you won't even say something like that. But what you'll do is you'll find yourself doing this every fucking 5 seconds to see if they responded, to see if they texted you. Versus when you do shit like that, right? You don't give it another thought. You just have a random thought about it and boom, she reaches out. That's how quick it happens. That's where I tell you guys, this stuff happens. It can happen instantly for you. You can get a text today. If you would just randomly throw something out there. You know, you can literally randomly, somebody else did this. She posted in the success stories. She said her mind was blown because she did what I tasked you guys to do on the weekend. She thought about somebody at random she hasn't talked to in a little while. She was like, I wonder how they're doing. Boom. On the spot, she got a text. She's like, my mind is fucking blown. That's how that works. So pick someone at random. And then you could do this on your SP, right? You could even I would even do this on my SP, right? Where you just wake up and like in the morning, like, if you guys want to insist on thinking about fucking time, okay, then leverage it. Okay, at least leverage the shit and be like, I haven't talked to Chris. I haven't talked to Chris in a while. I wonder how they're doing. I wonder how he's doing. And then leave it alone. And then move the fuck on. Because then you pop in their mind. And they wonder how you're doing. And then they reach out. That's how that works. Okay? So you could do that on your SP. You can literally do that on anybody you haven't talked to in a little while. And just think about them. Just think about them for a second and they keep pushing. And all of a sudden they reach out. That's how this works. That's how this works. So if you're not getting it, that's because you're overthinking it. That is because you're questioning, you're wavering, you're wondering, you're checking, you're doing all that shit you shouldn't be doing. Okay, now back to Chris as I digressed. Okay, Chris, so he reached out today to talk. I want you to control that conversation. I don't want you to question what he wants to talk about. I do not want you to waver in your thoughts about what he wants to talk about. I want you to gain control. Okay, if he wants to talk, then this is what you're going to tell yourself. He's telling me everything I want to hear. He's telling me everything I want to hear. He's going to tell me everything I want to hear. He's literally going to tell me everything I want to hear. So you're going to tell yourself. And they will. Don't get nervous. You can get excited. But know how this conversation is going to go. Don't question it, because then it will not go the direction you want it to go. If you question or you're unsure, then they're unsure. Okay, so no, you know exactly what he wants to talk about. Being in a relationship with you, yeah, that's exactly what he wants to talk about. He wants to talk about the fact that he wants to be in a relationship and he's telling you everything that you want to hear. Yeah, he's telling you everything that you want to hear, bitch. And he will. I've tested that. I said it for 20 minutes. I said it for 20 minutes. What do you mean flashy yelling? I want affirmation. I tested it and I said it for 20 minutes. I was told everything I wanted to hear. That's how that works. Okay. Okie dokie. No, who is Samara? You are not blocking him, okay? But since you've been doing this, if you're finding that you're getting a lot of attention from other people, is that normal? Yes, it is normal. Somebody posted in the success stories today that since they've been working on self, right? Because you guys should be working on self too, because how you see yourself is how they see you, okay? She's been getting a lot of attention from other people, but she is also still getting attention from her SP. Okay, so you're not blocking him, so don't create that assumption you are. But then if you're affirming for SP specifically, then what I would do is I would say his name, not in everything, but you can literally be like, Bobby is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling, right? You started it with their name. Nadine, everyone's missing RSP so much. Boo. That's why you keep it straight. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Anne. I love all of you fucking guys. Oh, thanks, Layla. I'm a goat. Layla, Lala. How can you manifest for someone? So I do the photo method when it comes to manifesting for other people, but my method is different the way I do it because I'm not bringing them into my reality and I don't need them to text me. I need them to contact you. So we jump on a call and I tell you how to play your part. We recreate your SP on the spot to make sure that he's exactly who you want them to be for you. Because you control the version of your SP that shows up, that comes back around. And then I help you play your part. And then I have a little chatty chat with your SP daily. And then you let me know what movement you're receiving so that I know what movement you're receiving. So therefore I know when I gotta move on to the next. Like move on, not the next person, but the next step. Okay. And Dr. Christina, until you get confirmation that gutter trash is completely out the picture, yes, you affirm against her until you get confirmation she's gone. And then when she's gone, you continue to affirm against her just to make sure that you're not bringing her out of the dumpster. So yes, you need to. There you go, Tailfeather. He asked him to call. He asked you to call him Daddy. You said he'd have to bring Daddy energy, Big Daddy energy first. I just threw Big Daddy in there. That's right, Rob. That's right. That's what you have to realize is that's often things that you got to do. I got to jet in a second. I've got a very hectic rest of the week in my personal life, but it's a good hectic. That's right, Laura. That's right. So complete 360. It's no different when it comes to SP. And that's real. Yes, Dr. Xtina. You're being needy as fuck, bitch. What if Shana girlfriend? Um, Josie, because I wasn't Taylor. I wasn't. But here we are, which I'm about to get off. um, You've never, oh, they must be. Okay, so you've never followed Gutter Trash, but somehow she keeps popping up on your algorithms. Why? Couple reasons why. One is she could have a fake profile, okay? And she could have a fake profile and be looking at your shit often. But because social media knows that like if you block one profile, right, it says that the profile, they knows that these profiles are all connected, okay, because they're by the same owner and they're under the same account. So if she's looking at your shit often in other things, that even on ghost accounts, that's why she's showing up on your algorithm. Other reasons are if you are looking at her profile. Okay, you don't have to follow, but if you're looking at her profile, then that's why she's also showing up, because they think that you're friends. Also, if she follows people that you have in common, then that's also why she's showing up in your algorithm. Or because she's just blatantly, or that's just, a sign that she's blatantly fucking jealous of you. She's jealous of you. Whatever you want to mean. But that's why they show up on the algorithm. How do I end the loop of SP leaving and coming back? You break the cycle. Break the cycle. Okay? You have to break the cycle. Okay? So if he comes back, you're like, motherfucker's here to stay. When he comes back, he's here to stay. Okay? That's one way to break the cycle. Two is when he starts to do things that resemble the past when he left, you break the cycle and say, nope, perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. We literally have the best relationship. Okay? And break that pattern. You have to break the pattern, Bliss. Fucking TikTok. All right. Yeah, there's a million different ones, but most likely it's because she's been on your profile. Or she follows, or maybe she's gone on your profile and has followed people that are following you, even if you don't even know who they are. Even if you don't know who they are. Weirdos out there. I will see Flashy. I should be able to fit you in somewhere because it's just very hectic here. All right, besties. I love you. Is it common to be emotionally drained after doing this work heavily? I'm not. I don't want to create assumptions any that don't benefit you. So I'm not going to tell you, yes, this is common for you to be emotionally drained. But in hindsight, Anne, you've gone through a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you've gone through a lot. So there's all these different parts that are playing out. You know what I'm saying? That's causing the emotional drainage in you. I definitely wouldn't. Okay, good, Jasmine. I definitely wouldn't say it's common for you to feel emotionally drained. But emotionally drained, given what you just went through, how is that not common? You know what I'm saying? Because your emotions are affected by what you experienced, and then having it play out. Okay. Play out. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's going to bring you and SP together, and you're going to come out of it so much stronger. It's just going to bring you closer together. Like it's creating a bond like never before, because this is something people go through together. Okay. And so you have to see that in him, is that he's going through pain, but he can't go through the pain alone. He has to go through it with you together. Okay. And then I already answered your question, Vaclav. Yes, I believe in 3D time, like lag time to an extent. I think that if you're going to believe in that, you should only create that belief that benefits you when it comes to that. So you would be like, yeah, there's a 3D time, lag time on negative thoughts that I have, right? Because then that creates a delay for your protection. But you don't want to create the assumption that there's a 3D lag time in all manifestation, because that's not true. Because if you believe that, then you're creating a lag time even for the positive shit. So if anything, I'd be like, that only applies to the negative. But there's absolutely no time delay when it comes to the positive shit. That manifests immediately, because it's true. It's true. Which is why people will say, you're going to text me right now and get a text on the spot. There's no delay there, right? Because so you only want to leverage the delay to benefit you, but don't associate it with all of manifestation. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. You accelerate your manifestation by stop staying focused. Okay. You want to stay focused. Deriz. Okay. And stop focusing on the fact that you have 2 days till you got to move. No, stop focusing on that. You're counting down the days. Stop focusing on that. No days. Okay. I gotta jet, guys. I love each and every one of you besties, and I will see you all on the flip side and tomorrow. Bye.